So anyway, we'll digress past True Blood.
So wait, I gotta mention this though.
Okay.
If you do not like True Blood, you will not like what I have to say. Because this is, I don't know, I feel related. It's
Okay.
definitely on the same level.
Okay.
Jared Leto is going to play Morbius, the living vampire, in the next Spider-Man movie. It's True Bloody, right? Tell me it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? You get the same vibe, right? Right?
I'm not overly excited about that news.
I knew you wouldn't be.
Mhm.
Do you know Morbius, the living vampire?
Yeah, and I know Jared Leto too.
And you don't like Jared Leto?
I could take it or leave him most of the time.
Okay.
He doesn't affect me the way a lot of people did.
How did you feel about his Joker?
Didn't see enough of it.
Okay.
That's my honest take on that.
Just didn't see enough of it.
It didn't.
You don't have an opinion either way?
Like, we're talking about Suicide Squad, right? That's where I...
Yeah, that's the only... Yeah.
Just wasn't enough. Like, I didn't get that whole huge vibe that everybody got from him. I needed more, I guess. And I got the assumption from the movie that we were going to get more.
I'm a Heath Ledger guy.
Okay.
That Joker was
I'm a Jack Nicholson guy.
Are you? Really?
Yeah.
I was too.
Yeah.
Until I saw Heath Ledger's Joker.
Again, not affected by it the way everyone else was.
Man.
Like, it was outstanding. It was.
My
I mean,
God.
if someone had to do it and it had to be a redo, and which it was, it
Punk
was
rock
solid.
Joker.
He was good with
Anarchist Joker.
I liked his
Sick.
the way he embraced the role. Definitely.
Yeah.
I liked he was dark.
Yeah.
He was a dark motherfucker.
Yeah. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
It was fucked up what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree it was good.
But yeah, Jared Leto's playing Morbius, the living vampire, and I just, I don't know.
Well, to me, he'll always be the Requiem from a Dream Kid.
See, to me, he'll always be the fucking my so-called life kid. I can't get
Right,
past it.
Right.
I just can't.
Yeah.
He's that fucking kid that Claire Danes like fawned over like a fucking moron. Fuck. That's who I see when I see it. Plus,
I did watch a vampire movie afterward.
What?
I forgot. I did. I fell asleep to it, unfortunately. But I did put on one after discussing this. I watched Nosferatu.
Classic,
The
OG,
yeah.
10 or whatever the fuck it was.
29 maybe, or 9.
I don't think it was 29.
I don't even know if it was that far, but yeah. That one, the Max Orlok.
Max Schreck?
Count
Orlok?
Max Orlok, yeah.
Dude, that guy.
Creepy fuck. Yeah.
Total method actor. Fucking weirdo. Freaked
Crazy
out his
for,
coworkers.
Right.
Freaked them out.
Yeah. Like, in watching that and thinking the times, like, that was a terrifying freaking movie.
It's scary to watch now.
Yeah. Like,
scary.
Waking up with that guy over you in bed.
Oh, fuck you. I've done that a couple times. It's easy to fall asleep to Nosferatu.
The music, the vibe, it's hard to stay.
And there's nobody talking
already. Yeah.
And if you're watching it late at night and you're got your
the
fucking buzz going and you're fucking you're reading. Yeah, I read books to fall asleep.
Yeah, me too.
So you're reading these subtitles and that just inherently I'm already like going brow. Yep. And then you wake up like half an hour later and fucking there's Max Schreck all Orlocked out. Dun, 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 dun. It's like holy fuck.
Right.
And then you have nightmares. Right? I'll have nightmares. I've done this a couple times, falling asleep to that movie. And yeah, he's a great, great vampire. I mean, really fucking good. Yeah. He had his own thing going on. When you think like archetypes, vampire archetypes, there's the Bela archetype.
Right.
There is certainly like the Max Schreck archetype, which has been touched upon. I think. Like kind of came back in certain movies within the last 20 years. The Blade movies did a similar looking, like Nosferatu looking vampire.
Yeah.
Like later on. Yeah. Like a 2, I think. And I've seen that style of vampire in a couple. Did you ever see What We Do in the Shadows? I think is the movie.
Yes. They were at the Mad Monster convention last year or the year before. They were on a panel.
Movie. So.
Making a show out of that.
Fucking funny, man.
It just got its go ahead for
There's
a
Nosferatu type vampire in the basement.
Totally. He's hilarious. That those characters, like I saw them in character do a panel.
Oh,
like,
really?
Oh,
as their characters?
As their characters,
wonderful.
Yes. It was fucking
great.
Man. I think it's on my YouTube channel, actually.
He's so funny.
That whole cast was
They're
hilarious.
all really good. There's one guy who's in Flight of the Conchords. That guy kills me, man. He always has. I love Flight of the Conchords. I really like that movie.
I like vampires that look more like bats.
Oh, okay. You know what? I really like, and it's probably my favorite vampire movie. It's my favorite Dracula movie.
Okay.
Christopher Lee's my favorite Dracula, but ironically enough, my favorite Dracula movie is Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula.
Okay.
I saw it at the theater.
Okay.
I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
The movie knocked me on my ass. It's a beautiful fucking movie.
It is.
I mean, it was one of the last movies to use miniatures and weird, just old school filmmaking. There's not a lot of computer generated effects. It's real
heavy lighting,
a lot of practical effects.
Yeah,
they don't make movies like the way they made that movie anymore. It was one of the last ones.
It was beautiful,
and it is a beautiful.
Cinematically,
everything about this movie is fucking fantastic. And he goes through a couple of different forms. Right. There's like a more wolf form, and then there's that bat form that he takes at one point. That blew me the fuck away. The fucking makeup in that movie was insane. He goes through a few different looks as a vampire. You know
what the first one that looked like a bat that I liked was? Because I saw the movie you're talking about way later than I saw this movie.
Yeah.
The first one that looked like a true bat. Bat.
Yeah.
Fright Night.
Oh, he was great.
Jerry.
Man, Fright Night's a fucking awesome fucking vampire
movie. It's another one with some great slapstick humor.
It's
that lightens
surprisingly. That movie's got some really dark humor in it. And at the same time, man, there's a certain scene where Evil Ed is...
Didn't you tell me that he turned into doing...
He did a couple of gay porn flicks, yeah, and then kind of faded into obscurity. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Really?
Yeah. He did.
Sure, at one point he was doing autographs at shows.
He did Fright Night, and he did 976 Evil.
Yes.
And then he fell into hard times. Yeah. Gotcha. And then I don't know what became of him, to be honest with you. But nothing good. Which sucks, because he was amazing in Fright Night. I mean, he was really good. What an odd character.
So that TV show, Fright Night, that's a great segue for I know you want to bring up the fact that Joe Bob
Briggs! Joe Bob fucking Briggs, man. I love horror hosts.
Shudder.
You love horror hosts.
I do.
I love Spenguli, but I also love Joe Bob Briggs. He was, more nationwide. Everyone knows Joe Bob Briggs.
It was a huge part of my childhood. I watched those
Monster
movies.
Vision.
Yeah.
He did the, what was it? It was like Drive-In Monster Theater or some shit.
Like that,
yeah, and he's doing like a 20... I'm kind of...
It's a 24-hour movie marathon.
One, I'm excited about it. Two, I'm not so excited about it because I'm 40. I have a full-time job. Right. And I don't know if I can do a 24-hour movie marathon with Joe Bob. I don't do cocaine. You know what I mean? That's going to be hard for me.
It's a press.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, which is Mad Monster,
right?
Which is another kick in the ass.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I just don't know. I'm real excited. Hopefully, after it's played, you'll be able to
find it somewhere
else.
I was telling you, my first thought was I need to set my VCR. That's how fucking old I am. I don't really have a VCR.
Well, he's from that Joe Bob Briggs. That show is from that time where you were setting your VCR.
And to have a 24-hour movie marathon set of tapes would be awesome.
And he doesn't really use right? Yeah, I'm hoping that it's available on.
Maybe DVD, later you can buy it in some box set.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Comes with a box of popcorn.
They'd be missing out on
some sales.
Like a clear, like that's an easy sell for me. You know, they just slap Joe Bob's face on something, have him fucking talk shit.
Somebody gets it and is disappointed, and I can get it at Zia for half price.
Yeah. I love him. Like just coming in every 25 minutes or so, talk some shit.
Yeah. Between that and Mystery Science Theater, I fell in love with that commentary kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like when they have like actor commentary, like on the DVDs or the Blu-ray,
you never watch it.
I don't.
You don't.
Never.
Sometimes, if I've watched it a million times,
something that someone clued me in on, I should check out anyway.
If I've watched it a million times, like I've watched this movie a million fucking times, I might. If someone good is giving the commentary, like I put on Friday the 13th Part 4 last night, and I noticed that the commentary was by the director and Kane Hodder, and I was like, I might want to put this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends on who it is and how many times I've seen the movie, and if I've like rode the fucking wheels off this movie, then I might put on the commentary to see like new shit. Bring something new to this movie for me. But I watched it with the commentary off. Again. Fucking Corey Feldman sucks so bad. You mentioned something really interesting that maybe he was being like ripping off Danny Torrance. Danny Torrance, yeah.
That whole vibe just felt like a shining ripoff.
Totally, yeah. Now that you say that, like, his haircut and everything.
Yeah.
Because he never had
that was
that
the
haircut.
Style at that era, kind of too. But he never really had that look.
No, he didn't. Except in that movie when I think you're right. I think they were going for a fucking Danny Torrance fucking vibe. They were kind of ripping off The Shining, dude.
Right.
I think you're right. Because the way it ends, that cheesy like he shaves his head and fucking
yeah.
Do you remember me, Jason? Do you remember? Like, what would give you that fucking idea? Like, I'm going to make myself look like a young
the drowned
Jason.
Boy version.
Yeah. Like, that, I get what they were trying to do. They're trying to, like the original with, or part 2, rather, where the girl's pretending to be his mother.
Right.
It was, very much like that.
Yeah, they were. Keep in mind, they were trying to rip those out, every other year, too, for 15 years.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of thought put into those anymore. It was just... How can we come up with some basic story to get some naked people fucking in the woods?
And Jason killing him again. Yeah.
And how are we going to bring him back?
He went out really nasty at the end of this one. With the machete through the fucking side of his head. And then he falls on the machete. And it slides up through his brain. Sick.
So
Tom Savini.
Yes.
Fucking sick, dude.
I've got a complaint about that, actually.
Do you really?
I do.
Okay, go.
I'll throw it out there.
I want to hear it.
I noticed it recently.
Yeah.
It is on his left side.
Chuck. Yep.
At the very start of Part 5, which I believe is Goes to Hell.
Is it? Goes to Hell. No. Part 5 is the one with the the fake-ass fucking Jason. The New Blood, I think.
The Psychic Girl?
No, that's the New Blood. It's...
Okay, so anyway, I can't remember which one it is. I want to say it's almost the next one.
Okay.
At the start of the movie, the very start, it's like it comes out with Jason's hockey mask face, with the credits and shit.
Yeah.
And it's on the opposite side.
Okay. Well.
And then when they show the movie itself and you see Jason, it's on the left side again, like it's supposed to be.
Okay.
They only show it in the opening credits
on the wrong side.
The cartoony. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like nobody figured out the selfie.
I'll put in 5 when I get home.
Check it out.
And check it out.
I think it's the one right after.
I hate. If it's 5,
I don't like that kind of shit.
That'd be 5, and I hate 5. And it's like, hey, it's your fucking movie. Take care of your fucking movie. Make your fucking movie right. Put some fucking care into your fucking movie. At least, how do you get shit like that wrong? Do you know what I mean?
How did it make it past screening
tests? How did that, multiple fucking people, and no one was like, "Hey,"
before it made it to me.
Clearly, and that's when when people who are not fans of the genre are making that movie. They're just cranking out a movie. Do you know what I mean? Fuck, I didn't want to make a fucking horror movie. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I've heard a lot of bad shit. Okay, since the Solo movie, it's not exactly doing great.
I liked it.
Yeah, I know.
I did.
A lot of people did. But apparently it's not doing what they wanted. They aren't getting the feedback they wanted. Apparently, they're putting a kibosh on a lot. They're like, we got to rethink everything. Like they're getting so much negative.
Back to George Lucas.
Star Wars has gotten a lot of negative press in the last few years.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot of fans. I've seen a lot of hardcore
it's really
fans
bad.
turn on it.
Yeah.
And Kylo Ren is the worst thing that ever happened.
It's gotten to the point where they're like,
love him, though.
I like Kylo Ren. He's one of the best parts about the new shit that I really like.
He's very emo, but so was everybody else.
Well, I think emo is a word that's thrown around too much these days.
I could say crybaby if you want.
He's an easy target. Hey, man, who isn't a fucking crybaby? Do you know what I'm saying? But I get it. He throws temper tantrums and shit. And
he really does.
Like really bad. Really bad.
Like and
senseless tempered. And he's a grown up, you know. And I think one thing that, what was his name? The fucking emperor. You know what I'm talking about. The fucking discount. Yes. Snoke. He calls him like a fucking little bitch boy at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And he's right.
Oh,
he's right. He's acting like a little fucking boy. But I think Ren is just as immature.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name? Rey. She's just the opposite side of the coin. She's a ridiculous idealist. It's ridiculous how idealistic she is, to the point where it's incapacitating. Do you know what I'm saying?
I have a new take on this new series.
Okay.
I heard a person of my age
put
their take in on it. A lifetime fan.
Right.
And like me.
Yeah,
you know, I'm do or die. You can tell my living room's just Star Wars. The way this girl presented it is she said, I'm glad that they hadn't made any movies before Star Wars that my parents saw, that they could tell me what a piece of shit these movies were. And we're seeing it in generation jumps. Like these, whether I like it or not. Do kids like it? Whether I like it or not, this new series isn't made for me.
Do kids like it, though?
Go to any store and look. The shit's flying off the shelves.
Are you sure? Because I've read the opposite. Like, the shit's not flying off the shelf.
I know that they're competing with hardcore right now. Like, Marvel has taken over the market.
Oh, I agree. I think Marvel is the Star Wars death punch.
It really was. I mean, there's not the excitement that there was, obviously, but it's still huge. I think it's huge. I think
you don't get a lot. Okay, when we were kids, a lot of people that you had everybody running around wanting to be Han Solo. No one is running around wanting to be Finn or what's his fuck. You don't hear a lot of kids being like arguing over who gets to be Han Solo. You're Luke Skywalker, bitch. Like, I'm always Luke. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Which is such a
no one's going to argue over that fucking, you know, I want to be Finn. Okay. Do you know? Right. That argument isn't happening in schoolyards, man.
Probably not.
You know?
But I'm way out of touch. I can't quote on it. I don't even know anybody with little kids anymore, really.
Yeah. It's been a while since I talked to a little kid. But, well, no, that's not true. I talked to my nephews recently about Star Wars.
There's a lot of it at Hot Topic.
It seems like it's more like teenagers.
Wanting to be cool and not really absorbing it?
I don't know.
Kind of like the same kids that buy the Misfits
I'm just
t-shirt.
saying it's teenagers. I'm not judging them. I'm just saying it seems to be they're the ones gravitating towards it.
So other vampires.
Yeah.
Other vampire movies. And you brought up Blade.
Oh, yeah.
I talk about those movies enough. I like them a lot.
Marvel movies.
Yeah,
a lot of people forget that.
They are Marvel.
He's a Marvel character.
And
he's an Avenger, for fuck's sake. They did do a good job with those movies.
They did. I was
big fan of the first one.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
They make...
Who's the old guy again?
A lot of people... country music guy.
It's not Chris Christopherson, is
it? It is Chris Christopherson.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I liked his character a lot.
I did too.
Grumpy old man.
A lot of people don't...
And the nice car, the gadgets. You know, it had the gadgets.
Blade doesn't get a lot of credit for setting a standard. A lot of movies look like Blade for 15 years after that movie was made. 15, 20 years. They're still making movies that look like Blade.
Yeah.
You know, Blade goes uncredited with kind of creating
some fun stuff in those too. I
like a new adventure movie style.
I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 when they came out with like the version that had like the predator mouth.
That was in 2.
I thought that was really over the top and cool.
Super cool vampire designs.
Yeah,
There were different kinds of vampires
how they were running
and shit.
blood banks. It was fun, the shit that they would do if it was modern. Actually,
The vampire underworld.
Yeah, and I love the party too. All the blood fell down from the ceiling. The fucking rave
In part one, the opening scene in part one.
Great.
The opening scene in the first Blade movie is fucking
there
awesome.
To kill him. It's fucking awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
Cool car too.
Fucking awesome. Yeah, it's a really cool car.
Samurai sword still, rocking old school shit.
He's cool. You can't help but wonder.
Whistler, right? That's the old man.
Whistler. Yeah.
And then it ended up being that douchebag dude from The Walking Dead.
Daryl? Daryl Dixon. Yeah. He was a sellout bad guy, though.
Familiar. He had the shit in his bottom lip.
He sure did. He had the tattoo, the bitch mark. Yeah. Fucking A. Yeah, that was the second one. That was the one that was directed by fucking Pan's Labyrinth. What's his name? Guillermo del Toro.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
Beautiful. He
I like
makes
his work.
Pretty movies, man.
I loved Pan's Labyrinth. I avoided it for a long time.
Did you?
I did.
I saw it right away, as soon as I could.
I wasn't excited about having to read the subtitles. Like, there are a lot of movies that I do like in other languages, but I just wasn't up for it, I guess.
Okay.
The way I felt about it initially was I had heard that it was just visually stunning.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how I was going to absorb the visually stunning while I was busy trying to read and absorb the story.
Okay.
When I finally did watch it,
yeah.
I found that wasn't a problem at all. I could read it and it functioned with it. It was almost as if it was made that way.
Especially that movie.
I appreciated it being in a different language. It made it almost creepier. there was he's great with the monsters. I loved his work on Hellboy.
Love his creatures.
Yeah. He's got a good eye. I'd really like to go to that museum that he has or whatever.
That house?
That house thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I've seen some pictures that are just like cool.
Full from fucking tits to tip with shit, dude.
Right.
Just full, man.
Like what my house would look like if I had money.
Oh my god. This is the coolest shit ever. Yeah, he has a love for practical effects.
Right.
He likes the creature in the room with the actor.
I heard a thing today, completely unrelated, but practical effects involved. I heard a leaker rumor, whatever, that they were working on the spider for It Chapter 2.
Ooh, really?
And they were toying with the idea of going practical
really?
effects instead of seeing what they could do with computers.
You know what?
And my first thought was cool.
Yeah.
I was kind of excited about it.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know how that would be for real. But.
Okay. You know what I've been seeing recently is them using practical effects and using computer effects to iron out the practical effects.
I've seen that too.
And it looks so
They've added some blur.
Attack on Titan, the live version of Attack on Titan.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, looks amazing. It looks. I was watching again, like a lot like Troll Hunter.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know how they did this.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
they did a good job
amazing.
on that movie, The Host, too. Like the close-ups.
Right.
Didn't like the faraways looked very computer generated,
but like when the monster's face is in your face, dripping and shit.
Yeah,
it
spitting
really
out
good.
people.
Yeah. Fucking.
I did watch another vampire movie recently too. Actually, I watched Dusk Till Dawn like a week ago.
Did you?
I did. I
really?
found it at a pawn shop for $1. And
no
I did
shit.
Donate. It's one of those movies I lent somebody and never got back.
I started watching the TV show.
What's your take?
I didn't want to like it.
I don't want to like it.
There are things.
But I know it's going to end up.
It's like this.
It's in my queue.
It's like this. There are things I like about it.
Okay.
You know how most vampire mythology plays with the idea that vampires are more related to bats. They go the snake route. Their fangs are much more like a rattlesnake's fangs.
Like,
it looks
somehow
awesome.
Looked like a snake.
Like it looks really cool. Like when they open their mouth and they're like, that kind of sheath, that meaty sheath that goes around like a rattler's fang. Yeah. It's like that. It's super cool looking.
Interesting.
I don't know, like, I really like it. Not far. Not far before I got bored.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like, let's drag it out. Can we do that?
That's happened.
Can we stop, please? And you just show me some cool shit. Stop. I'm not that interested in these people. You know, show me the fucking good shit. Show me the gore. You know, that's where I kind of got with that show and got frustrated and stopped. But they were doing some cool shit. They were.
We've got to mention at least once Gary Oldman.
As Dracula?
Yeah.
Just fucking. I mean, he's Gary Oldman.
He
went so far with that Dracula.
Kind of with damn near every character he does.
Fuck.
He
Holy
sold it.
Fuck, he went far with that. The accent was so good.
It was.
So good. It was so, that was, man.
Bavarian weird momentum thing. It like oozed.
I really liked the red flesh armor from like the opening sequence. That suit of armor, the bat armor.
Yeah.
Sick.
And his helmet was fucking.
It just looked like it was red, and it looked like it had
like layered leather.
It looked like muscle tissue.
Yeah,
because you know the lines. You know,
it had like a dragon or something stamped in it, right?
No, nothing. It was just,
or was it a shield?
That was the dragon stamped one armor.
What am I thinking of?
That was in the new Dracula.
It was.
Yeah.
It was in the Dracula Untold, wasn't it?
Yeah. He did have cool armor.
He did.
It was sick.
I liked that movie, too. I loved his swarm of bats.
I did, too.
They did a great job with that.
You know what that swarm of bats
that was a very Orlok-looking creature that bit him in the cage,
the one that turned him into the bad guy from The Golden Child. That's who that guy is to me.
I want the knife.
Give me the knife.
Movie, dude.
Please.
I forgot about the
Golden Child is if you're a horror fan,
I saw that
and a child of the 80s, you love The Golden Child. That movie is. They don't make movies like The Golden Child anymore. I don't know how to even categorize that film, really. I guess a comedy, because it's Eddie Murphy.
It feels very National Lampoon's meets fucking Big Trouble in Little China.
It is a lot like Big Trouble in Little China, which is funny you mentioned that. I watched Big Trouble in Little China last night. I did. I bought it for $5 at Walmart. Nice. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm watching Big Trouble in Little China. Brought it home, showed it to my girlfriend for the first time. She didn't give a fuck. She's going through some shit, though. So I understand. But, dude, there's a lot of cool creatures in Big Trouble in Little China.
A lot of cool
lot.
creatures. Yeah.
A lot. I always forget about the gross eyeball century blob ball that flies around and it's just eyeballs.
Yeah.
It opens its mouth. It's even got an eyeball in its mouth.
Right.
And everything it sees, it sends back to the bad guy, Lopan. You know,
dude, such a cool bad guy.
Oh, Lopan.
I met him at a Comic-Con too.
Did you meet Lopan?
Yeah.
No shit. Really? What's that actor's name? That's a silly question.
Can't remember.
Fucking Lopan.
Yeah.
Charles Lopan or whatever. I forget what his American name was.
I think he passed away.
Did he? Yeah, I'm sure he died.
He passed away like a year after.
I really liked Egg, the good guy sorcerer. Fucking great. With the guy with the squinty eye. And 3 ninjas and shit.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy, that actor. There's a lot of great Chinese actors in that movie.
Fucking Jack Burton, Pork Chop Express.
Dude, Kurt Russell did such a good job of being a guy playing a tough guy. Like, he's playing like a movie tough guy. Like, that character, you know what I mean? Like, he's seen a lot of movies, that guy,
right,
you know?
Right.
And that's what he's doing.
Right.
And the cool thing about it, though, is, like, he pulls it off sometimes. He doesn't always pull it off.
No.
Like, he pulls it off enough.
Like, occasionally you get that Snake Plissken feel.
Right. Sometimes.
And then you don't.
And then sometimes he's tripping over his own feet and shit.
Throws those knives and it just bounces.
Right. There are scenes where he's not exactly, like, coming to par. But, that's why I like that character, because he's human. You know, he's not Superman. Like, he fucks up a lot. And he's funny. Like, I like the scene where he tries to infiltrate the whorehouse. Okay. And he comes in all nerdy.
I want a girl with green eyes. Right? Yeah, he's got his hair slicked up to the side.
Could you take off your tie, please? Oh, I know what you mean. My wife gave it to me for Christmas. And he's just like, man, he's so fucking. Kurt Russell in that movie is really fucking good.
Right.
It made me want to watch The Thing. Made me want to watch The Thing. Kurt Russell and John Carpenter have made a lot of good movies together. I thought dude, did I tell you? I thought John Carpenter was dead.
Really?
I thought he died a few years ago, man.
No.
Yeah. I swear to God, I thought he died. I mean, he looks like he's dead. he looks bad.
He's involved in the new Halloween project.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, which is why I'm like, fuck, I thought you were dead, man. It would be, and knowing that he's still alive, dude, I really want him to make something else with Kurt Russell. Like, dude, come on, before you croak on us, John. One more. Like, make up for Escape from LA.
Make up from the
make up for that.
Lava.
Do that. Do us this one solid. Make one more, but make it. I think it would be cool if they went back to New York, like Escape from New York again. You know what I mean? Like, not that's a bad title, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I think it would be cool if they went back to New York.
Okay.
And Isaac Hayes' character did die, though, didn't he? It'd be cool if they had a new Duke in New York, though. Who'd be the new Duke in New York? Think about that. Pharrell. Probably. He's the new Isaac Hayes, I think. He is. He really is.
It'd be a really old, jacked up Denzel Washington. No.
Denzel is the Duke of New York? Back that fucking truck up. I kind of like that idea. Fuck yeah, King Kong, bitch. Duke of New York. Think about that shit. Oh, yeah.
With that
maybe
that Training Day attitude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that idea. Fuck yeah. Did you see Flight?
No.
Didn't want to like it.
No?
Fucking loved it.
Really?
Fucking loved it, dude. Super cool. Yeah.
I've liked him in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's cool. Well, fuck, man. He's Denzel. He's got one name now. He's like that. You know what I'm saying?
So, vampires. What else you got?
Well, when I really like...
Who's your favorite Dracula? All-time Dracula?
All-time Dracula? I always think Christopher Lee, man.
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah. You know why? Because I would go and buy these monster books when I was a kid. Right? From, like, the book fair at school.
Scholastic.
Or Suncoast Video. I'd buy these monster books. And whenever they were talking about Dracula or vampires, there was always these stills of Christopher Lee as Dracula.
Okay.
And those movies weren't on TV when I was a kid.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah, no.
Fucking ever. They're still not really.
Like, I'm not even sure where people were watching those, to be honest.
I have no clue. George Lucas is real familiar with them and shit, like Steven Spielberg. Apparently they were played at drive-ins and shit when they were kids. By the time I was a kid, they weren't showing those movies anywhere. Do you know
what I noticed today? I watched My Science Project today.
I love that
You brought up Spielberg, and I was like, I saw something today that was funny. He's opened the sphere, the alien thing,
the Science Project Spencer
thing.
Gifts,
the Spencer Gifts, the plasma ball. Yeah, exactly. So funny. So it's the scene with Dennis Hopper. They've brought it to their teacher, who is this hippie Dennis Hopper,
ex-hippie teacher.
Yeah, and he's doing this like, oh, this is awesome, and he's spraying his hands in the air, and there's all this like blue, like smoky imagery, and he's like, the dimensions are opening. He's getting all excited about it, and the music that they're playing and the blue smoke going around him is exactly the same music and vibe, feel, everything as when they open the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, really?
Like the exact same music, the same wisp, and he's doing the same thing as like that dude was.
Did his face melt?
No, he disappeared, but he got sucked into. Anyway, having nothing to do with nothing.
I love My Science Project, man. He comes back at the end of the movie, like he was in the '60s.
Yeah.
All hippied out.
Of course.
Because he's Dennis Hopper. Right? I love Dennis Hopper, dude.
Another vampire movie that I didn't want to like, that I ended up liking a lot, actually. 30 Days of Night.
I like that movie.
I liked for some reason,
weird looking vampires.
I like the blood in the snow.
I do too.
I fell for the coagulation. I was like, ooh, new twist. It looks cool in the snow. Yeah. And I liked that how they communicated.
I did too.
The screaming and the look. And
they looked gnarly as fuck.
They were scary.
They were scary.
I
it's
I
like
liked
that
how
is
they were
clearly
still
not a
wearing
person who can
human
just
clothes.
blend in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, like they had to find a town that went dark.
These are not people who can blend into a situation just because it's night. Like walking to a bar, like that's not going to work for them. They need to stay hidden. You know.
I didn't see the second one. I know they made another one.
I didn't see it either. No, I try to stick with
have the interest.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, I liked that movie. I liked what else was there? Was a fuck. I was just thinking of a fucking vampire movie that came out not too long ago. I can't think of it, but now that I'm trying to think of vampire movies, that Nicolas Cage vampire movie, what was it? Kiss? What is it? Kiss of the Vampire? Is that it? Last Kiss? Something? You don't know? Do you know the movie I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where he kind of like he falls in love with a vampire, and like loses his fucking shit, loses his mind, thinks he's a vampire, pretends to be a vampire. No. Oh, you gotta. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's weird. I mean, in a very Nicolas Cage, like over the top, like Captain Kirk, overacting, insane kind of way.
Okay. I have to honorable mention the guy from Monster Squad too.
He was a great Dracula.
Like my favorite is Bela. It always will be. That's Dracula.
He's very much the Bela archetype.
Yeah.
You know, he played that Bela archetype. Slick back hair.
Yeah. But meaner, more badass. I like.
Way meaner.
He was a fucking.
He's ripping doors off of cars and fuck. He
had no patience for that shit.
Yeah, I don't have time to open the door. I'm just gonna rip it the fuck off. Like he was. He meant business. That fucking Dracula.
I liked how he was driving a hearse too. Like just
cool
the fact
hearse.
that he was driving. No, that he was driving.
Oh, that he was driving at all.
Cool. Yeah.
Well,
in a practical new world.
You know, I guess if you're, I mean, it's okay to travel if you're not taking anything with you as a bat,
right?
You know,
exactly.
But you
can't
be a
Frankenstein's monster in the back.
Carrying all your shit with you. Ain't gonna work, man. What do you think about vampires turning into bats? Are you cool with it?
I loved watching.
Depend on the mythology.
It depends. They got good at it for a minute in the Universal movies. It was cheesier and cheesier, and then they got kind of good with it by the time. One of the best transformations from the old school ones I saw was, I want to say it was Lon Chaney Jr. He was playing. It's like Dracula's daughter.
We talked about that one.
He's Count Alucard again too, I think.
It was a good transfer from human to bat.
Yeah, they had finally mastered it from turning not just into a rubber bat on a fucking fishing line.
It was
it actually really flew a little bit.
It was cool, like animated bat, but it was animated really well.
Right.
So that it looked real. It wasn't like a goofy cartoon. Like it looked really real. Like it looked. They did a good job.
I like to answer your question, I think, though, I liked all the forms they can take.
Okay.
I liked the bat a lot.
Okay.
I liked the idea of the singular bat until I saw Dracula Untold when he turned into that just...
A cloud of bats?
Yeah, I thought that was really fucking
You know where
cool.
the first place I saw that was in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yes. Yes, Mina.
What's her name? Mina Parker turns into a cloud of bats.
It's very cool. And she's just chewing up everybody.
Uh-huh.
That was very cool as well. I like the idea of like the vapor. And
I do too, turning into smoke.
And the beast, the wolf-looking thing. I like...
You know what weirded me out? When he turned into a puddle of rats. You know? That was bizarre.
It was.
You know, it's like, is he one of those rats? Is he all those rats? What if they catch and keep one of those rats? Will it just turn to fucking smoke eventually? There's a lot of, Well, once all those rats get to some place, will they like reform and make Dracula? And if one's missing, will he be missing a finger or something? Like, do you know, like what?
Yeah, I got you.
But that's the kind of shit I think about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What did you think of the guy that was in Van Helsing?
Didn't like him as a Dracula.
Didn't either.
I did. He was.
I liked
Dracula.
the baby bat things, the babies.
There's a lot of shit I liked in that movie, but his Dracula was not one of them.
At all.
There was a movie, Lance Henriksen, and what's his name? Game Over, man.
Bill Paxton.
They made a vampire movie in the early '80s.
Okay.
I forget what it was called. It was about a group of vampires that travel. It was like a vampire western, and these vampires drive around the Southwest desert in a van with blacked out windows.
Right.
And they just go from town to town, like real gory, cool.
It's not vampires.
No, that is John Carpenter's Vampires with James Woods, which is a fun vampire movie.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's not. If you're looking for like a serious vampire movie, Vampires is not your movie,
right?
But it is kind of fun. It's James Woods isn't your typical tough guy.
No,
you know what I mean.
Not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't expect him to save the day at all.
No, I'd expect him to tell me to go fuck myself.
Right, exactly.
Right. In
James Wood fashion.
And he'd probably like dose me with acid.
Right.
Good luck, kid.
Right.
And
what about the Lost Boys? Like that look?
Okay. The Lost Boys had really good vampires in it. Really, 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 really
loved how they hung by their feet.
They, again, touching upon the bat, the connection to bats. They were very strongly connected to bats, those vampires. I liked the fact that their front two teeth were sharp. Do you know what I mean? As well.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times you'll get only the canines.
Right.
Kiefer Sutherland was like the scariest fucking vampire. He's like up there with Dracula, like David.
Yeah.
David the vampire is easily up there with Dracula, and he was so fucking good. He was that good of a vampire.
He was convincing.
Yeah, he was scary as fuck. He was really good. Really
top
good.
Notch.
Eating maggots.
Right.
Blech. Yeah. It's just noodles, man. Or no, what was his name?
Michael. And
it's Michael and David.
Yeah.
The two guys. But who's who? That's the part I can't remember. Kiefer Sutherland plays one or the other.
David, I'm pretty sure.
Is it David? Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, because I remember Kiefer Sutherland's voice saying the name Michael.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool idea, that town that was filmed in requested that the movie change the name of the town because they didn't want that. And it's true. They're like what they showed about that town was true.
Right.
There are more missing children in that city.
I love how the grandpa at the end.
Damn vampires!
With fucking Santa Claus is a goddamn vampire.
Yeah.
And they're like, whoa, you could have warned us about that.
Little fucking warning, Grandpa.
You knew what was going on the whole time.
Yeah, I like Lost Boys a lot. Lost Boys is one of those. If you're a vampire person, you need to see the Lost Boys. That's required. Dracula, the Lost Boys is required. Watching
The
Frog Brothers again. Corey fucking Feldman, man. The two Coreys. Is this the first time that the two Coreys are mashed up? Is this kind of like the sign of the apocalypse? Was this the first time?
I don't know if it was the first time or not, but they were young.
It certainly was not the last time. Far from it.
No.
But I think it might have been the first time that you see those two fucks in a fucking movie together. I think it was
before like all that license to drive shit.
All that came later. Yeah. Fucking shit. Oh man.
Did you catch that show, My Two Coreys?
No, I never did. No, I recently for whatever fucking reason, something popped up in my queue about the dead one.
Okay.
Which one's that? Haim?
It's Corey Haim.
Talking shit about Feldman and how he'd kind of fucked him over a few times, and
Yeah,
you know,
they did
but
a bunch
we're
of that back and forth into each
Yeah,
other, but
yeah.
still best friends, still
yeah,
carrying
right,
each other.
right. You know, they would kind of use each other. When one was up, the other one was down. I'm making movies now. You're not. Okay, Roller Boys. Fuck you. What a bad movie. You ever see that piece of shit?
Yes.
I couldn't believe it was real. It was so bad.
Okay,
I couldn't
I got one for
believe
you
that
I just
movie was
remembered.
real.
Do you remember Solar Babies?
What a fucking... Another weird roller skating movie. What the fuck? When was roller skating ever that cool that they had to make movies about it?
Right?
Like, I remember watching Roller... Was it Roller Babies? I think it was
Solar Babies.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Roller Babies.
I think it was Solar Babies.
It
had something to do with solar power.
Either way, that was the worst
it was,
piece of shit.
It was like the first time of them trying to show off rollerblades, too.
Were they rollerblades or roller skates?
I think it was both.
Dude, it was like Tank Girl, but not as good. And Tank Girl was really bad.
I love it. That's a fun movie.
Ice-T was reincarnated as a kangaroo. Dude, what the fuck? You know? Like, that's a movie.
Right?
Tank Girl's a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't see enough girls cosplaying as Tank Girl. I've
seen a few though. She was or was it Lori Petty?
I was gonna say.
I think.
Where the fuck is Lori Petty?
She's doing comic book fucking signing.
Is she?
She was doing it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tank Girl.
The last thing I remember watching her in was a really bad kind of sci-fi channel horror movie called Route 666.
Nice.
With Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh.
And the black police chief from 21 Jump Street. Duke from
he was on X-Files.
Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, he was the guy when he put the X in the window.
Yeah.
And we've come full circle.
Haven't we? Back to
the world of horror, man. Right. You know what I mean? Like
it is.
It is. That's the world of horror. Shit always comes back. I really like the world of particular actors that gravitate towards horror, or that horror gravitates towards. I'm not sure which way that goes. But that particular actor, the guy who played Duke in Jason Goes to Hell, he's in a lot of horror shit. He's in a lot of horror movies.
That was a weird fucking character with the cowboy hat and the fucking I'm going to take Jason down for a reward.
So strange.
Yeah.
Really weird.
And his whole shtick was that he knew the people to force him to at making it happen for him. It was hilarious.
Whatever reason, that character knew the inside dope about Jason Voorhees.
He knew the daughter.
And they made that so goddamn weirdly complicated. They went so far beyond being just like, the hydrocephalic son.
Had some fun shit in it though. It's one of my favorites, unfortunately.
Oh,
I really like it.
We were just talking about that the other day. It's one of my favorite Friday the 13th.
I love how Jason's in the reflection all the time.
I was not disappointed.
Dude eating his heart.
Oh,
that whole scene where he's spinning around, just fucking gorging on that black ass fucking heart,
gross.
And the goose running down his face, and you're like, oh,
so gross, dude. When he starts eating Jason's heart, the mortician starts eating Jason Voorhees' heart,
and
it's like a football.
Weird lightning things, like
so cool, man.
Possessed by whatever.
I love that. I love that movie. It's so fucking weird. At the end of part 3, they had, speaking of like weird Jason ideas, at the end of 3, they had an idea it was the end of part 6. They were going to introduce Jason's father. They were going to go back to the the graveyard.
Yeah.
They were going to go back to that, and Jason's been the grave's been filled up and shit.
Right.
You remember the graveyard guy?
Yeah.
From 6?
These goddamn kids, it's not my fault.
So there's a particular reason why he's paid by this father to take care of the Voorhees graves. because they're desecrated a lot.
Right.
And he shows up at the end. It's kind of like they were going to introduce Jason's father as the next killer, and they just didn't go in that direction.
I found an interesting tidbit recently. The claw, the Freddy claw that pulls out and
grabs the mask.
That's the actor credit for that arm.
Yeah.
That's wearing the Freddy thing.
Yeah.
It's Kane Hodder.
No.
Yeah.
So
right.
me and you both recently have gotten the box Jason Friday the 13th box set. So we've been watching a lot of Friday the 13th.
Watching a lot of Friday the
13th. You know what fucking pisses me off about the end of Jason Goes to Hell? When Freddy's claw comes up and grabs Jason's mask, it's not Robert Englund doing the laugh.
No.
And you can so painfully tell it's not Robert Englund doing the laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a real generic,
very. We're doing this without permission.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Right.
Like it's just a glove with knives on it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we didn't go so far as to like show you Freddy.
Right.
It was, and
because there was years in between that, right?
Yeah, well, there was Jason X in between that. Like they didn't jump right to that Freddy versus Jason. We got a whole other Friday the 13th. I think we got a whole other Elm Street movie too before we finally got.
I noticed when
the showdown.
I was recently looking at Kane Hodder autographed shit because he's going to be a Mad Monster, and I'm trying to decide what I want to get and stuff. And I noticed when he autographs, he signs his name obviously, but he says like Jason, and then he says Jason like 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, because he's got it.
He doesn't give credit to the Freddy.
He lets you know which ones he is.
Yeah.
He's proud of his work.
Yeah, in Roman numerals too is pretty cool.
He should be. He's proud of his work.
I think what I've decided is I'm going to go with the machete.
I'm gonna have him autograph my machete. I would. If you're going to have him sign anything.
I've been going back and forth because I really love him in Hatchet. So, like, I was thinking Hatchet something. Like my Blu-ray Hatchet fucking anniversary.
He'll always be Jason first.
Really?
Yeah. I love Hatchet.
Yeah,
but when I'm watching Hatchet, I'm like, this is clearly an homage to his Jason.
Right. Like when we saw that preview, when we went to the movies for that Kane Hodder thing, it was all Jason, and then they said, and also played
Crowley from Hatchet. Yeah. They mentioned Hatchet,
So they did mention it, but it was very secondary to the Jason
very,
as well.
Very. Yeah, and then I think that's where people love him the most, is as Jason. That's where I love him.
There's a whole new breed of people that love him for the game. He's Jason game aspect as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's a big deal. I don't play it. I probably should.
I should too.
I tried playing it once, but it seems very online friendly, and I don't want to go back online.
Right.
I hear you. We wouldn't be talking right now if I still had online PlayStation. I'd be fucking playing fucking Battlefront.
Right.
I love getting killed by little kids and laughed at in the Star Wars
universe.
Those
fuckers.
Dude,
little kids swearing at me, calling me a bitch and shit.
I was like, I had a problem with my internet for a minute, so I had like a fucking 18th of a second lag.
Yeah.
So like, I would get killed and I would regenerate.
Yeah.
And then I would get shot in the head immediately as soon as I regenerated. Like, in their world, I was standing there just fucking hesitating for a fucking full second. Yeah. So they ran over and went, look, this guy's got shit internet. It took twice as long to like save myself than it did to regenerate and shit. What'd you do?
Knocked
no
over
worries.
This tower of fucking stuff.
Shit. You knocked over the lucky kitty?
Yeah, man. Where the fuck was
It's not a very lucky kitty, is it?
It's in front of the Wi-Fi.
It's good.
That's where it is now.
So on that note, we've crossed every fucking line.
A lot of vampire shit. Lesbian vampires, that's what got us there.
Yes. You should check it out. It's a fun movie.
Lesbian vampire killers. I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. I liked the gore in it. I've been wanting some gore.
Yeah?
And it gave me some sloppy shit.
For sure.
I miss, that's what I really like in horror movies, is really sloppy,
the shiny,
nasty, fucking intestines falling out and shit. I love that shit, man, so much. This one had a lot of that shit.
It did pay off in the gore.
Yeah, for sure.
And cute European chicks. And dick fart jokes, for sure.
Well, if you were to ask a British chick if she was European, she'd tell you to get fucked.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's weird. They're European now.
But they all weren't. Some of them were from Italy, and the other one was like
That's
Swedish, finger, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come up with something amazing next week.
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be. I gotta piss though.